Because they may say that they don't murder babies this late in Wichita. They used to. George Tiller. Mothers, if you didn't know this, moms flew from all over the world, literally flew from all over the world to come here to Wichita to murder their babies.
Oh.
Because Tiller would murder them up to the moment of birth, just a few miles from here.
Some countries don't do it. Yeah, he would.
Yeah. So I mean, if they say they don't do this to babies in Wichita, they used to, not too long ago. And I don't know if they still do it like this late, but regardless of how old the child is, we all know it's murder, right? So use that as an opportunity.
So what they did in that baby?
This one, well, I think his throat was gashed out. You can see his throat was just. I don't know if he tried to rip his head off. I think that. Yeah, I think this happened in Houston, Texas. He was found. I think they were pulling him out of a trash can here, and.
Oh, you pulled him out of there?
No, this was taken. I think they were pulling him out of the trash can, and I guess the serial killer was trying to rip his head off and didn't quite succeed, but and did a partial crushing of his skull, or crushed his skull. His name is Baby Stephen. That's the name that they gave to him. And this is just one example of countless babies that have been murdered.
That's beyond cruel. That's sickening.
What's you talking about?
Most people don't have that response when they see this. Even professing Christians do not respond that way. Y'all have a conscience. Is this the first time you've all seen a picture of a murdered baby? No. Or where'd you see it?
On a truck.
On trucks.
Yeah.
At the murder mill, or driving around.
Yeah, sometimes we just drive around with some trucks with like bullshit.
Probably see my van too, because I drive around the city. Yeah, that's. I don't know many. There have not been anybody, but professing Christians since I've been doing this that have that kind of response where they're grieving over this. No, they get angry at me for showing it, or they just don't care.
No, I'm not angry at you for showing. I'm just sad to see that. Why people would do that?
Well, because they hate God. They're in rebellion against God. They love their sin. And this is the only sin in all of God's word where it says it did not enter God's heart, his mind. It's the only one. And I've shown this to thousands of people, probably tens of thousands of people over the years, and your response is very unique. That means you have a conscience.
I've even heard people try to say, well, sometimes people, I've heard this like out of my school, people say, oh, well, sometimes they use abortion because overpopulation and all that.
Well,
yeah, there's not an excuse for killing someone or a baby.
Well, overpopulation does not exist because God's perfect. God's perfect, therefore overpopulation does not exist. If there's not too many people in the world because God created everybody. I mean, saying this world's overpopulated, you're basically saying God makes mistakes. So I mean that debunks that argument right there.
The government will take care of it.